Hello folks, how y'all doing? I just wanted to show you where we're at on this thing. Right now the nut has to be a little more widened than some of the slots. These are fine. That one's probably needs to be wider, and this one needs to be wider. The G slots are okay. But you can see how good it looks from this vantage, and it's looking a lot better. I'll show you the rest of the peg head. I've kind of revamped it a little bit, gave it a little coat of lacquer, and looks much better. Fretboard looks basically new, but I have a problem. I wound up now here's my tailpiece that I have right now, and you can see it's not the right tailpiece. Somehow during my escapades here I've lost the original tailpiece, so I took this one and I went to Dollar Tree and got a spatula that was made out of metal, a hamburger spatula, and I cut it, fashioned it to the right length and everything, and I just took my Dremel tool and went down through here and used the cutoff wheel and cut these slots. And then I took a little anvil, as you can see I got right here. That's a solid piece of stainless steel. I don't know, I paid about $5 for that at a yard sale. And I was able to fashion one so I could get some strings on it to check out everything, and I'm telling you, the neck is set perfect. It's right where it's supposed to be. So that's where we are right now at this point. I'll bring you back when I get strings on it and show you the rest. Hello folks. Well, I'm to the point where I am carving the nut slots, and I'll show you how I'm doing it. I've gotten these E string right here to where it's 18 thousandths from the first fret down, 18 thousandths thick. So I've got a filler gauges across here that from the fretboard to this E string is exactly where all the rest of them need to be. So what that does is keep you from going down and going too far with your fret slotting. I've got a little saw that I use that's about the right thickness for these strings, and as you can see I'm going to saw down until and you want to stay the angle of the peg head right here, just like that. And you don't want to go flat across here because that's going to keep your break angle the wrong way. The last thing this string needs to touch is this edge of the nut, and that's what you're aiming for. And you want that string to come off of there just like that, to where It's at the same angle as the peg head. So I'll get that headed in the right direction. Kind of tedious work here. Ain't nothing easy about it. You gotta make sure you're not. That's the reason I got the feeler gauges laying across there and tied down with elastic, so I don't mess up and go too far. Once you go too far down with your fret slotting here, then you have to start over with a new nut. I'm just going to keep sawing until my saw hits the feeler gauge. And you'll know it right away. Now if you want to buy you some nut slotting files, that's fine. It probably comes in handy, but I've been doing it this way since I started, so no biggie with me. Whoop, you hear that? Now I've hit the feeler gauges, so that tells me I need to stop. Like I said, if you go too far, you're done for on that. Now, I'm going to need to just widen out some of these. This little saw is about 20 thousandths in thickness that way. And this is a 10 thousandth string. And it goes up to like 14 or 15 thousandths, 20 something thousandths, and then I think this one ends off at 36 thousandths. So you got to widen, you want your strings to have free movement all in that nut. As you can see, this E string, or this G string here, the low one, is resting on top of that. And it's not going on down there in the slot, so I got to make that wider. I've got some little needle files I'll do that with. And again, you want to keep your feeler gauges on there. So let's move this string over and see what we can't do with. Now I'm gonna, this little file has a tapered side to it, so it's thinner here than it is there. So I'm really going to turn this around. Again, you don't want to go down too low. I just want to go until I hit that. Kind of keep the dust out of there. Keep your angle with the peg head. Okay, it's on down in there a little ways. It's not touching the feeler gauge yet, so we'll keep going a little further. This might be in the way here. But you want that string to be able to move, slide as you're tuning it up. If it doesn't, then it's getting caught on the nut, and you don't want that, because that'll bind the string. Alright. Alright, then I'll go along here and get the rest of these filed down, widened like they need to be, the same width of these strings, and then I'll bring you back. That's how you do it right there.